Hey guys, it's Daniel Son. Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, we are back with the Ferrari 360 engine. So in this video, we're going to do a full teardown. We're going to see if there's any more damage in the engine, indicating the problem, at least stated in the story. The story is this engine was knocking. They took it out and put a new engine in the car. Now they decided to go ahead and tear it down somewhat just to maybe confirm, because when you do a swap and you put a new engine in a car, you definitely want to confirm that the old engine was actually bad before you tell the customers like, oh, we didn't find anything. So they did pull out two pistons. There is some damage on the bearings, but we're just going to go ahead and go further. We're going to find if there's any other damage in the crankshaft or in the bearings or in the pistons or whatever. We're going to check everything. So let's go ahead and start taking like the knock sensors and the wiring harness just to clean all that stuff up. Now we're going to take care of the oil filter adapter. Let's take this off as well, because we're probably going to throw this engine inside the parts washer to get it nice and clean. So now we're going to go ahead and remove the oil pump and the pistons, and then after that we're going to be removing this front cover to be able to get the crankshaft out of it. Looks like a little bit of wear. I believe this engine has been revved while it's cold. I think that's the issue right there. Maybe old oil, turn it on. Maybe it was cold and it was revved, like cold outside. We got one piston out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take all the other ones out, and then we'll spread them out on the table and take a look at them. Now these are all marked. You'll see, I don't know if you can kind of see that on camera, but there's little etchings on all the pistons, or at least the rods, just to kind of tell which one it is. So it makes it easy putting it back together. Now this is number 5, number 4, also damage. Usually the ones with the damage are the ones on the rod. This is number 6, same thing, damage on the rod. Number 4. Now these little marks right here, that's from the hammer. Well, I used the wooden side, but these were pretty stuck in there, so I got a little bit of, but it's not deep. It's just a marking from the wooden handle. But again, you can actually see the wear. We already saw number 7 and number 8, so I'm just going to do these two. This is number 2. Then number 1, same thing. I'm also going to check the wrist on all the pistons. I'm going to do that real quick. I'm just going to see if there's like some play where it shouldn't be play, because obviously back and forth there is going to be, because these are full floating, but I'm talking more about up and down and maybe side to side, like turning. So I'm going to check all these real quick. Now let's go ahead and work on this front cover, taking all these gears off and all that stuff, so we can actually take the oil pump off and the crankshaft. We finally got that front cover off. Now it's time to get the oil pump off, the chain, and then these gears. These are actually pretty cool. These are a little bit different than the 4, 5, 6 gears, as you can see. So, yeah, let's get to it. Now I'm going to try and cheat a little bit. I don't think it'll work, but there's this rear main seal, and actually the carrier for it as well is back here, kind of holding the very end of the crankshaft. I'm going to try to remove all these bolts and see if it'll kind of slide out. Really doubt it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. Worst case scenario, I'll just get the cherry picker. We'll get it off the off the engine stand, and then we'll pull that out real quick. Okay, nope, that's not gonna work. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to get this plate off by putting this on a cherry picker. There we go, flat plane crank. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at all the bearings. Also, the crankshaft is over there on the table. It's resting on its side because I don't really have any way to prop it up. I'll find somehow to store it, propped up, straight up, just so, because I know people don't like crankshaft laying on the side. I don't know, it's a myth, if it's real. I just play it safe, find a way to keep them up. But yeah, let's clean these up and take a look. We got the thrust bearings. These are the ones for the crankcase side, not the cap side. They look pretty okay. A little bit of excess wear there. There we go. It's all the bearings. They all have some wear. So I'm gonna leave it here because this is what we're gonna use to throw it into the parts washer. It's going to be a lot easier, and these cables are pretty strong. I actually used these cables to put the engine on here whenever it was, crankshaft, pistons, and everything. It was all assembled. Now that's disassembled, it actually weighs nothing, so that's really helpful. So here are the cap bearings, the main caps. These have all pretty decent wear. And here are the thrust washers for the cap. See? Decent wear. So now that the engine's pretty much completely stripped down, I still got to remove these bearings and the oil squirters real quick, but other than that, it's completely stripped down. We're going to go ahead and put it in the parts washer. We're going to clean it out, and then we're going to pull it out and see the difference. We're also going to throw a few more things in there to make sure that everything is clean. So this is our parts washer. This thing is amazing. So this is what we're going to be using for actually cleaning the engine. We're just going to go throw it in there. It's actually heated already, so it's been running here for about an hour right now, just to make sure it's nice and hot. We're gonna run it for about an hour, just to make sure everything is clean on that engine, and we pull out a fresh block. You could really lift this up and carry it around. I would say it's about 80 pounds, honestly. So I'm gonna throw this stuff in here just because the machine is hot. 15 minutes, it'll take care of everything pretty much. So this will be quick. So all the parts are out of the parts washer, and as you can see, yeah, the carbon, I can clean that by hand, not a big deal. All the other parts, they're pretty clean and stuff like that. There's nothing, it really didn't need that much cleaning because they were already clean. But now the covers, these are very clean. Now, let me show you the engine. The engine has this residue from the solvent or whatever that uses. And honestly, I'm probably gonna have to pressure wash this. This just might need to be replaced already, but it didn't even give me a chance to kind of spray it with brake clean to get all that stuff off before it dried. Literally just dried by the time I got it over here. So probably gonna have to do something about that because it looks worse. So that sucks. I'm gonna close the video right here. So we finally stripped the block down. We haven't stripped the heads. I'm gonna leave that for the next video just because I think this video is kind of long. But yeah, we're gonna get rid of that residue because it honestly looks worse than before. Now everything else is clean, so that's good. Now I want you guys to comment down below what you think was the failure on this car based on what you've seen so far. What was the failure on this engine that was causing it to knock? That's the story. So based on what you saw in the bearings, based on, you know, the pistons really not having any play, they look in pretty good shape. Piston rings look good and none of them are broken. Yeah, go ahead and comment what you think it is. So far, I'm a little bit lost here. You know, we had a car that had some ticking noises from the lifters back in the day. We replaced the lifters to fix the problem. Maybe they got confused. We still haven't gotten to the heads yet, so that's a possibility. If you guys are enjoying these videos, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And, you know, share it with anybody who might be interested in this stuff, just because it really helps me out. And I'm going to really need all the help with this engine. Now, again, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. This has been a fun project. And I'll be definitely seeing you guys in the next video.